Breaking news into CBS Sports HQ. The cat saw his shadow, and it's 2 more days of Masters. Tiger Woods, 1 over for the tournament through 2 rounds. Expected cut line sitting at 4 over. Wiggle room for the big cat, who shoots a 74 on Friday. Up and down round in more ways than one to follow up his 71 on Thursday. 14 months after the near-fatal car accident, Tiger Woods will play the weekend at Augusta National. As you see him clean up his final putt on Friday for the 74. It was a spectacular 2-putt, and as they have all week long, the patrons welcoming Tiger, and they will say hello 2 more days. He's on to the weekend at 1 over on the tournament. Here's a look at that scorecard. It was an ugly start. Statistically, the worst start in his Masters career. Those 4 bogeys over the first 5 holes. Follows it up with a birdie at number 8, another at 10, but gives those 2 back at 11 and 12, only to rattle off 2 more birdies and then pars coming home as Woods settles in and makes the weekend. Breaking it all down with 2 of our best. Kyle Porter joining us from Augusta National. Doug Bell in the mix as well. KP, check the box. Objective number 1 complete. Tiger Woods makes the weekend at Augusta. As we laid out expectations in front of him coming into this tournament week, this was number 1, and everyone was saying it. What constitutes success for Tiger? Make the weekend. Here we are. Your thoughts are what?
Yeah, 22 in a row for Tiger as a professional at Augusta National in terms of making the cut. And, you know, it's remarkable. Again, you look at the card, and it's 71 on Thursday, which you kind of look at and you're like, okay, that's good. And then 74 on Friday, and it's like, okay, that's okay. But it's way better than that, right? Mm-hmm. Because 14 months ago, he almost got his leg amputated. And because 71 on Thursday was 3 shots better than the field, and 74 on Friday was a shot better than the field. He's continually beating what's one of the best fields in golf. Some of the best players. He beat Bryson by like 10 strokes after 2 rounds. I know Bryson's a little bit injured, but he's not the only one. He beat Spieth. He beat Victor Hovland. He beat Brooks Koepka by 5. All these guys that came in having, actually played golf over the last 17 months and having played pretty good golf, and Tiger just beats them up around Augusta National. It's truly remarkable. And I think one thing you touched on, the wheels could have come off pretty early for Tiger. He makes a bunch of bogeys early on. He didn't look great on 11 and 12. It looked like he was going to fade again there, and he just keeps coming back at you. And this is not a place that necessarily happens. You see guys just kind of eject at Augusta National sometimes because it's such a difficult test, and because it can just kind of take the will out of you. It can take the desire out of you. And Tiger rose above that. And frankly, I'm not stunned that he made the cut, Joe, but I am surprised. I think it's a really extraordinary feat. I don't know that he's going to be able to get into the mix on Saturday or Sunday, but I think we can just appreciate for what this is, which was an extraordinary couple of days from Tiger Woods.
It very much was, because, maybe we're not stunned by this moment because we shouldn't be stunned by anything Tiger Woods is capable of. He has time and again proven us wrong, proved the doubters wrong, and even at some junctures proved himself wrong. But Doug Bell, 2 weeks ago, we were not expecting this. We were not even expecting Tiger at this tournament. And the goalposts continue to move. Are you at all surprised by this moment?
I love it, Joe. I absolutely love it. A little bit surprised, yeah. The fact that he came and he made it back was really enough for me. I was so excited. And then I said, okay, well, maybe he'll make the weekend. And here we go. I mean, here's this Shakespearean figure now. 25 years ago was his first major here at Augusta National, right? And then we celebrated all those triumphs through the years, and then suddenly tragedy happened. This young man, now 46 years old, he had personal issues, obviously a ton of physical issues. He still can't bend down in the catcher's crouch. We saw him the first 2 days. He can't get all the way down. At 13 today, he sits down on the rocks, pulls out a sandwich out of a baggie, and he's eating it just like you and I would. And he's washing it down with a bottle of water. I'm like, wow, where has this guy come from, right? And then he hits a bad shot, and he kind of smiles it off. He walks off greens. People are clapping, and he's tipping the cap. He used to not do that. It was always tunnel vision. So he's gone from this unbelievable figure, this dominant figure, now to a very loved, fatherly figure. It is really an incredible story, Joe, just not in golf, but in sports. and I love it. And listen, I've watched every shot he's hit the first 2 days. I'm going to watch every shot he hits the next 2 days. And I hope and pray sometime on that back nine on Sunday, he'll be a factor. Come on, Tiger, let's do it.
Shakespearean in many ways. Be not afraid of greatness, and that has never been Tiger Woods' fear. KP, we talked about the moving goalposts, so let's move the goalposts. He has made the cut. What's the next box to check? As Scotty Scheffler here on Friday has run away and created some space, not just between he and Woods, but between he and the entire field.
Yeah, I think the next goal for Tiger Woods is this weekend just to kind of stay in contention. Again, if you've got Scheffler, if he's, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 out in front, and maybe some other guys like a DJ or a Joaquin Niemann who Tiger played with on Thursday and Friday jump up there, I just don't know that it's realistic for Tiger, who, again, I've been walking with him for most of the first couple of days, and I don't know how it comes through on TV, but there's definitely a hitch in his gait. There's it's not a limp, but he looks beaten up. He looks tired. He looks exhausted, and that's how you would expect somebody like that to look. So I don't know that it's realistic to say, hey, can you go shoot me a 68, 69 and run down the #1 player in the world right now? Is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't think it is. But for him to, like Doug said, stay in contention, maybe go out and shoot something around par, which could be, again, 1 or 2 strokes better than the field on Saturday, and maybe get your name at the bottom of that leaderboard on Sunday for a couple of minutes. I think that would be, again, just a thrill for not only the patrons here, obviously, at Augusta National, but for Tiger himself, who admitted on Thursday that just being here was kind of a huge win for him. That's not something I think he would have admitted 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, certainly. And so on the 25th anniversary of his first win at Augusta National, I think seeing him contend just a little bit, just for a few minutes on the weekend would feel maybe not as monumental as it did in 1997, but still a pretty big deal.
You know, as great as this feels right now, these moments are fleeting. Tiger Woods, at his age, with his injury history, we only get so many opportunities to see this, and we're going to get 36 more holes here at the Masters. But I want to zoom out for a moment, Doug, because this is an affirming moment for Tiger Woods and his capabilities coming back from what he came back from and working through these injuries. We'll see if they continue to nag or get worse throughout the week. But as we zoom out and look at the remainder of the season, St. Andrews out in front of him, the rest of his career, however long that may be, how affirming were these 36 holes for those moments?
I think they're very affirming. I think we're going to see him at St. Andrews. I think that's the next carrot that he's going to be chasing, and it'll give him time to recoup, recover. And, of course, he's won at St. Andrews, too. So he knows and loves that golf course as well. I mean, think about that now. We've seen him return to the game at Augusta, where he has 5 green jackets. And now I think we'll see him again at St. Andrews, the old course. I mean, this is good stuff. And the fact that he's only going to play now probably a handful of times for the next few years, enjoy it while you can, because in the modern era, this guy is the best. I mean, and what he's done, some of the shots that he's hit, even Jack Nicklaus himself marvels at what Tiger has pulled off. So let's thoroughly enjoy this week, and then let's get ready for what I think will be an appearance at the Open Championship. And even Tiger said it in his press conference the other day, and we all know it. He said when the end happens, he will know it and he will no longer play. Remember, the great Ben Hogan walked off in the middle of a tournament in Houston. It's over. I can't do it anymore. I don't think Tiger will walk off the course anytime soon, but I do think he will call it quits here in the next few years. So let's relish what we're seeing right now. This is very, very special.
Well, those will be finite moments at the Open Championship. Likely the last time Tiger will take place in an Open Championship at St. Andrews and actually be able to perhaps contend, KP. How do you project him forward here after these 36 holes? I know there's work to be done on this week, but again, as I asked Doug, what does this do for Tiger's psyche moving forward?
Well, I've been bearish on Tiger this week just because it's so difficult to come back after those 17 months off and contend against guys that have been, at the top of their games, really. You think about guys like Colin Morikawa and John Rahm and Patrick Cantlay and Justin Thomas, who've been playing just extremely good golf. But, man, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I think Tiger Woods can win the Open Championship at St. Andrews. I genuinely do. And that sounds – I feel like it's fair coming from me because you've seen me throughout the week, Joe, throughout the last few weeks. I haven't felt like he could truly contend for this Masters. And maybe he can. Maybe there's a miracle coming on Saturday and Sunday. I'd love to write about that. But I just don't know if the body can hold up. I do think it can at St. Andrews. And I think that what you've seen this week, which is his desire to be, again, his will to be as great as he is, and also the wisdom that he takes to places like Augusta National, to places like St. Andrews, I genuinely think Tiger Woods can win that golf tournament. I don't know if he plays again between now and then, other than on Saturday and Sunday at Augusta National, but I am so excited about, like you said, what could potentially be his last ever Open Championship at St. Andrews.
A substantially flatter plot of land there across the pond. We'll see what Tiger can do on the weekend, but for now, gentlemen, we say thank you for the insights. And don't forget, the Masters coming your way this weekend on CBS. You can also stream it on Paramount Plus and at masters.com. Round 3 coverage on Saturday, 3 Eastern to 7 Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And then on Sunday, April 10th, 2 Eastern to 7 Eastern. All the action coming your way on CBS.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.